The elf student simply refuses to believe that Chi could have lost his match so easily. He reminds Chi that he is far from an ordinary level 13 combatant, having been born immortal, mastered two entirely different laws, and already stepped firmly into the control realm. He adds that Chi's profound cultivation easily surpasses that of ordinary warriors, which makes him wonder if Chi somehow had the misfortune of running into one of the absolute top monsters in this new batch of recruits. Guy honestly admits that this was most likely the case, though he remains completely baffled and genuinely unsure of which specific top genius he actually had to fight. He goes on to explain that he initially mistook the mysterious challenger for the renowned Deleuze, but the young man flatly denied having that identity. Hearing this, the elf student immediately scoffs at the notion, insisting it would be utterly impossible for the opponent to have been Deleuze. He quickly pulls up a live broadcast feed, pointing out that the entire academy is currently watching Deleuze's battle, which means everyone would have instantly noticed if Chi had been the one facing him. The glowing live screen shows Deleuze unleashing the radiant power of his golden third eye as he stands fearlessly against a colossal serpent monster deep inside his trial stage. With seemingly effortless grace and power, Deleuze electrocutes the massive creature, obliterating it entirely in a blinding flash of crackling energy. Watching the impressive broadcast, Chi acknowledges that Deleuze is indeed formidable, yet he remains entirely certain that his own opponent was someone else. He speculates that this mystery fighter might belong to the small group of other rare sovereign-level bloodline geniuses participating in the selection. The elf agrees that this could very well be true, mentioning that aside from Deleuze, this year's selection actually features 3 other monstrous prodigies who also carry sovereign-level bloodlines. Curious about their identities, Chi asks if there is any available data on these other top contenders, and the elf promptly brings up their detailed profiles on his floating digital screen. The vivid holographic display reveals the 3 super geniuses blessed with sovereign-level bloodlines, each depicted ruthlessly overpowering massive void beasts in their respective trial zones. Chi carefully inspects every single one of their faces and slowly shakes his head, firmly declaring that none of these 3 prominent fighters was the one who defeated him. This revelation leaves the elf completely stunned, as he argues that if the mysterious fighter lacks a sovereign-level bloodline, it makes virtually no sense for anyone to knock Chi out with a single blow. Chi admits that he does not know the full truth behind the matter, but he remains convinced that this hidden powerhouse is genuine and might simply be concealing a sovereign-level rank of his own. The elf student ponders the possibility, acknowledging that dark horse contestants who deliberately conceal their true strength prior to the trials have occasionally emerged in the past to make a sudden name for themselves. However, he adds that most of these unknown figures usually end up overestimating their abilities, ultimately falling flat on their faces when forced to clash against established, world-class prodigies. Even so, the elf reassures Chi that if this mysterious warrior is genuinely that powerful, they are bound to encounter his name again as the selection advances into the higher, more grueling rounds. Right at that exact moment, a colossal pillar of blinding energy suddenly erupts into the sky from the heart of the floating palace, instantly startling both Chi and the elf. A massive wave of excited whispers quickly sweeps through the surrounding crowd as Chi turns his gaze toward the radiant light, realizing that the sovereign heir Deleuze has just achieved something extraordinary. Chi gasps in pure shock, recognizing the blazing beacon as a rare cosmic omen that only activates when a participant clears the 7th floor. Unable to fathom how quickly Deleuze managed to blitz through 7 whole stages, the elf loudly exclaims that such clearing speed practically shatters the all-time record, truly marveling at the terrifying potential inherent in a dominant-level bloodline. Chi points out just how brutal the trial truly is, explaining that while veteran students only guard the 1st floor, the higher stages are teeming with deadly commander-grade void beasts starting at level 13. He adds that even if seasoned senior students were to run the gauntlet once more, scarcely any of them could hope to survive up to the 7th floor. Yet Deleuze effortlessly conquered it in mere moments. The elf visibly shivers at the thought of such monstrous talent, remarking that this truly sets the standard for a once-in-100-million-years prodigy. Glancing back at his monitor, he observes that the other 3 sovereign bloodline geniuses are also performing remarkably well, with the fastest among them already pushing deep into the 4th floor. But suddenly, Chi spots a bizarre anomaly on the live leaderboard and instantly freezes in disbelief. Tied right alongside Deleuze at the very top with 7 cleared floors is a name called Lu Sheng, who is listed only as an ordinary immortal level fighter. Both Chi and the elf stare at the glowing leaderboard in dead silence, rendered utterly speechless to see an unknown immortal ranked rookie keeping perfect pace with the most celebrated prodigy in the galaxy. The elf rubs his eyes in complete disbelief, loudly questioning if the system is glitching, since an ordinary immortal ranked warrior should never possess the strength to clear 7 full floors. Suspecting that this unknown contestant might be relying on shady family artifacts or cheating mechanisms to manipulate the trial, the elf furiously taps his screen to pull up the live video feed. The monitor instantly displays Lu Sheng standing completely unbothered in the middle of his trial arena. The moment Chi sees that familiar face on screen, he gasps in utter terror, instantly recognizing Lu Sheng as the exact monster who crushed him with a single punch. Meanwhile, far outside the trials at the heart of the Celestial Serpent, the colossal blue vortex begins to ripple violently with turbulent spatial energy. A battered young noble is abruptly spat out of the portal, crashing painfully onto the rocky ground below while cursing in bitter humiliation over his sudden and embarrassing elimination. An anxious old butler rushes forward to attend to young Master Nuon Uoxisi, but the disgraced noble furiously snaps at him to shut up and help him leave the premises immediately. The attendants hurriedly escort the failed contestant away from the scene, while the surrounding crowd of elite onlookers barely even bothers to cast a glance in their direction. Watching the harsh scene unfold, Babuluo turns to Hai Jai Dao and remarks that the trial is turning out to be far more brutal than anticipated, admitting that the eliminated noble was easily as strong as himself. Hai Ji Dao simply offers a calm smile, noting that if reaching level 13 alone were enough to guarantee admission into the greatest academy of the Heavenly Serpent system, neither of them would be standing outside waiting. Babuluo observes that an astonishing number of proud geniuses are getting ejected from the portal almost immediately after entering, causing him to break into a nervous sweat as he worries about how his daughter Masha is holding up inside. Hai Ji Dao advises him not to stress over matters beyond their control, gently reassuring him that the fact Masha has not been ejected yet means she still has a fighting chance. He then gazes up toward the sky, quietly wondering how Lu Sheng is performing since the public leaderboard has yet to update for the spectators. In reality, Hai Jai Dao knows that Lu Sheng's terrifying potential has already exceeded their wildest imaginations and surpassed the sector chief's expectations 10,000 times over, making his eventual acceptance into the academy an absolute certainty. As for young Turing, Hai Jai Dao figures that even if the elf fails this intense test, they can simply return to the alternate dimension battlefields to continue his rigorous training. Suddenly, a resonant chime echoes across the open sky as the massive public leaderboard begins to shimmer with the official rankings, prompting both Hai Jai Dao and Babuluo to look up eagerly to witness the results.